Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Reason with Steph. So, I promised you that we'll come back and talk about college life. So, today we are going to talk about college life. All I want you to do for me is remember to like, subscribe, and share this channel. All right? So we're going to start today with a famous quote that says, if you want to see the rainbow, you have to put up with a little rain. So I had dreams and I had aspiration, but there would be struggles. Don't. So within those struggles, I have to put up with those struggles to see my dream fulfilled, to see my aspiration, to see those things that I wanted to do. Right? So I wanted to go to college and I wanted to finish, and I must not fail any course. So I had to go through not failing any course. And I went into college. I had to borrow some money along with what I have to go into college. And I was doing part-time. And it was not easy because working and going to college is not an easy thing. But guess what? I have my dreams. And the struggles I must put up with because I want to see the rainbow. So I started, as I said, I wanted to teach math in college, but I could not find a college that would allow me part-time teaching maths, doing what I love best. So I had to go in and do primary education because that was the only college I could find that do evening classes where you can do part-time. So I would work and I would go to classes in the evening. I would be in leaving work for 5 to 8 almost all the evenings. It all depends on the number of courses that you're doing for each semester. Yes, but I started. So you have to start somewhere because what? You want to further your education, you want to further your studies. So you must start somewhere. Don't sit and think that it is going to come to you if you don't try to do it, to go to it yourself. All right? So you have to push. You have to push towards that mark. You have to push towards the college life. Yes. So you're pushing because you had that dream and you're pushing and you went in and you do all that was necessary for you to go into college. All right? Now you do all that was necessary for you to go there because you want to see the rainbow. No, you have to work hard. You have to struggle through so that you can achieve what you wanted to do. So I started college and it was not easy. We take up all type of bills now because at this time you have to have the internet home for you to work, and you're going to be working with the internet. You have to pay that bill. You have your, if you were paying rent, you have to pay rent. You have to find food. That is the must. That is a necessity. All right? Maybe you have to buy clothes and shoes, but you have to struggle and you have to push through. So I started college and I was struggling. I remember at one point I did not have the fees to pay one semester. And during that semester, I started looking around to see where I could borrow to pay my college fee. And when I checked out all the agencies that I knew, and I tried to find somewhere with the lowest interest rate so that I won't be at an advantage of paying back the loan that I'll be borrowing. So after I searched and I went through, everything you do, you must talk to God first. Yes, man. Talk to God because He will direct you. And they wanted now a letter from my workplace to state that, yes, she worked here and it's a permanent position. It's permanent. So you need a letter for that. So I went in, yes, and I asked my manager, my accounting manager at the time, for that letter. And when I went in and I talked to him and I tell him about the loan that I'm borrowing and what I was borrowing it for school, you know what my accounting manager said to me? Mrs. Gale, you don't worry. We will lend you that loan and we will lend you it at a lower interest rate. And we will just take that from your pay every month. So you won't have to worry, who could it be but God? And I remember I tell you at the beginning, that I had borrowed to go into college before. So now I am going to pay that college fee, that money that I had borrowed before, plus what I am borrowing now. So the struggle is on. But Christ is in the vessel. And when Christ is in the vessel, you can smile at the storm. I had my husband too, who any little that he could come up with, he would push it, he would pump it into college fee. Because guess what? As I said before, one hand can't clap. You have to clap both hands. All right? So, we'll work together for us to prosper. And remember what I am going to say to you now. Don't you ever take anything from anyone, and after you have crossed that bridge, you left them behind. Never you do that. Take care of that person. You hear me? Remember, you need to take care of that person. Now, I am going to give you some testimonies about my college life and the struggles that I went through. So, as one famous quote says from Andrew Jackson, it says, take time to deliberate. But when the time for action arises, stop thinking and go in. Listen to me. There was one semester that I had nothing. I owed my college $14,000. And that's all we had in the house. Good. That semester, it was the final day for registration. So now I am going to deliberate. But who am I going to deliberate with? I am going to deliberate now with God, who promised to supply all of my needs according to his riches in glory. Don't it? So if he promised to supply my needs, I have to deliberate with him, because today is the final day for registration. And I am at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. So the only person I can turn to is the Almighty. So I remember at one point, my pastor at church at the time said to me, Sometimes you have to sit and talk with God. And on that day, I tell God that I need to sit and talk with you. And I didn't talk any nice English at the time. I said, come here now, God. Today I want to talk with you. Come sit down beside me. And it's just like how you see I raise up and sit now. I say, I am here and I need you to sit there, Lord. I am going to talk to you now because I am struggling and I don't know what to do. I said, look here, man. Listen, today a final day for registration for school. And listen me, God, me only have 14,000 put down in there, so you know. And guess what, me whole college, them me $14,000. And remember I tell you, you know, I put my phone beside me the day. And I say, you see, when I finish talking to you, I want you to talk back to me because I don't know what to do. And I said to him, God, if I pay the $14,000, I won't even have fear to go up to the school. That time, as I said before, I went to Catholic College of Mandeville. Yes. And I didn't know what to do because today is the final day for registration. I said, God, today is final day. If I don't register today, I won't be able to go in for this semester. And I can't afford to sit out a course. That was what I said to him. I said, God, if it's even one course, allow me to do it. Just now, I want you to tell me what to do. You hear? No, miss, don't talk, you know, so you need to talk back to me. And it's as if somebody just come to you and say, look here, girl. Take up your phone and tell them in the office up there what you just tell me. And I called the persons in the office. And I said to them, just like what I said before, God, today is the final day for registration. And I have only $14,000. And if I pay the $14,000, I won't even have fear to come up there to give you the receipt. And I need to do a course for this semester. I can't afford to sit out a semester. If it's even one course, you have to allow me to do. And the person in the office, every time they try to say something, I don't allow them. I didn't allow them to say anything. I continue speaking. And when I continue to speak and when I'm finished, the person say, all right, Mrs. Gill, you know what you do? Go and pay $13,000 out of the 14. Use the $1,000 to pay your fare and come. And when you come, bring your book for classes. We'll talk about it. You see, when I did do that, and I went up there, I got the most expensive, the dearest course that I had to do that semester on the list. That's the one I got to do. Who could it be but God? Look here, you must trust God. You must deliberate with Him. And when you deliberate with Him, you must listen for the voice where talk to you. Sometimes we ask Him for things, but we not listen when He might say, I know your time yet. Or your time now. Listen to the voice when it's talking to you. And when He talk to you and tell you what to do, go ahead and do it and don't doubt Him. You hear? You see, when me get the course, you do hear me. God, me couldn't ask you if you do 2 courses instead of 1. Because, guess what? That's the human in us instinct. Alright? No. I have so many struggles and testimony in college that I need to tell you that I remember doing all Spanish one semester. And I did not do Spanish before, and I remember starting the course and our teacher, our lecturer at the time, she did a survey in the classroom to see who were the persons there who did not do Spanish. And I tell you, you know, at that time it was a very big class. And the class was so big that she was even saying that it should be split in 2. But anyhow, she went along and she did the survey. And after doing the survey, 9 persons were in the class that did not do Spanish. And if you didn't do Spanish, you know, you don't have the background, you're going to struggle through if they don't start at the beginning. And I tell you, you know, the persons who did Spanish in the class when classes start, Ted, at the time, start running the class, having the teacher running, leaving us behind who did not do Spanish. And I tell you, you know, I cried that morning when I realized that even when we talk to Miss and say, Miss, remember you did the survey and we didn't do Spanish before, and you're allowing persons to run the class. You know, the persons in the class still continue to run it. So that morning I couldn't take it anymore, and I went to the bathroom and I cried tears, and I said to God, God, I did not come into college to fail a course, you know, because right now I am even struggling to pay my school fee. And if I am doing Spanish in the summer, it is very hard because it's a shorter semester. And I am not going to fail the course. So God, me don't know what to do, you know, because this lady make them run our class. And I cried. And after crying, I went back to class. And I sit. I don't know what to do because I don't know anything. The class starts 2 weeks now and I don't know anything. And I remember that night we had prayer at church, prayer meeting at church every night for 1 week. And that week, there was this pastor from abroad who was praying for everyone. So we line in the line and we going up for prayer. And as I reach up to the pastor for prayer, I turned to the chorus leaders that night and said, sing this song for me. You have come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord. And as they started to sing, you have come this far by faith, I burst out in tears because God was speaking to me. Leaning on the Lord, trusting in His holy words. He never fails me yet. I think He's speaking to somebody now. He has never failed us. Don't it? That same night, when I burst out into tears, the next morning I went into school. And in the devotion for Spanish class, you know which song was sung? You have come this far by faith. Come on. You know what happened to me? Confirmation. It did not take you this far to fail you now. And that semester, I did Spanish. And the lady promised to help us during the afternoon and whatsoever help I could get from my friends, because I have genuine friends at the time. I got them. And I got a B+ in Spanish that semester. God has been good. I have more to tell you, but you will have to wait until the time comes. For each time that I'm going to tell you about college life and the struggles, there is going to be a testimony. Walk good, be sweet, and listen out for the next episode of Reason with Steph.